All right, everybody, we are back live with another WWE Raw review on this September 15th, 2015. I'm your host, as always, Tony, with my two co-hosts, the Bizarre One, Dave. How you doing tonight, Dave?
I'm doing great.
And my other co-host, Justin. How you doing tonight, Justin?
Fantastic.
All right, let's just jump right into this Raw video since we're going to do our NFL picks after this video. So if anybody's interested, stay tuned. Um, Thanks for the nice video views on our last video. We got a nice little, I think we hit over 300 views on that video, so we do appreciate it. But anyways, we'll start it off right now, where we had Triple H and Stephanie McMahon come down to the ring. Earlier on Twitter, they announced that they had a huge announcement that they were going to make at the beginning of Raw, which was that Sting would be wrestling for the first time ever on Raw. He would be facing the Big Show, so kind of a throwback WCW Nitro match. Speaking of Sting, they also showed vignettes of him of his old days in WCW, winning the tag titles with Dusty Rhodes, and then winning the title against Hogan. They actually did announce Hogan's name, so be shocked if you may. And also promoted the matches that were going to be on the Tonight Show, which was the tag title match and the Divas title match as well. Um, Before we get to the opening match, which was the tag team titles match, we'll go with Dave first. What did you think of the opening segment? And before I say this, I do like the Authority, and I do like how they were acting kind of silly and dance with New Day. I don't mind that, but I don't really care for how they act face at one day or 1 hour, and in the next hour they're
Flip
heel.
flop.
Yeah, it just gets kind of annoying. If you're gonna be a heel, be a heel, so on and so forth. And we'll go with Dave first.
Was there some particular part that you're referring to?
Well, I mean, them dancing is not too much of me. Like, it just happens every night on Raw. It seems like they'll act like a heel, and then they'll be a face 1 minute, and
You always
then
try to get that cheap pop of the network.
that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't. There's not like a particular moment of last night that I can think of that really like, oh, come on now. Um, but it's just like, it just seems like every night they seem to do something that is like a face move, and then they do a heel move. It's like they don't. It's like they're always in between. But go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. We heard about it. There was speculation on what it could be, and I think we've been talking, me and Tony, I don't know if you ever said this on the video, but online and stuff, and on like Facebook Messenger, we used to talk back and forth, like, man, they need big ratings. If they really want big ratings, they need to put Sting in a match on Raw. And I don't know if we were saying it on video or not, but we were saying that for the last few weeks. And I mean, and finally we were like, finally. I mean, it was odd seeing this is maybe not too, but it was just odd seeing Sting on Monday Night Raw wrestling, and it was like, wow. So it's Nitro, Sting versus the Giant all over again. So I was looking for Hall and Nash to interfere at first, but it didn't happen. But it was funny. I mean, I don't mind how they did it, because the New Day is kind of what's really hot right now in the WWE. And they're even starting to get cheered now. And I mean, it made sense because New Day's heels, and they like it, and they're supporting heels. So it made sense a little bit to me. Just like, okay, it's funny. Triple H is being. And Vince McMahon, I don't know if you guys all tweeted out today about it. He would show a video of Triple H dancing. He said, the E in WWE is entertainment. And that's pretty much what that was, about entertainment.
Right. Justin?
Well, for me, I enjoyed that segment. You know, it was a nice change. I mean, like we all just said, they've been heel face, some kind of those kind of tendencies the last couple of weeks. So their whole deal last night was about making history. Sting's first match, making history. Then you had Nikki Bella, their deal on Nikki Bella and Charlotte making history. Either one of them would yesterday, so that's their whole deal. As far as I'm dancing with New Day, I liked it too. I mean, it showed their little comedy side, I guess you can say. Another thing about the New Day too is if you notice, everybody in the crowd's taking their cadence of their chant and making their, they were saying like "C, no sucks." So they were doing their own like during other matches. So that's showing you the influence of the influence that New Day is having on the other matches. So that's
Yeah.
showing you how much people are paying attention to them. So I mean, that whole segment was really good.
Okay. Let's jump into the tag match where we had the New Day take on the primetime players for the tag team titles. And to me, this was kind of obvious who was going to win.
Mhm.
The New Day does pick up the win. Um, it just, I thought the match would have been a little bit longer, um, but it wasn't. It was, I think it was probably 15 minutes, if that. Um, but the match wasn't too bad. Um, kind of went by quick, and the New Day win kind of by distraction. With Xavier Woods getting his little trombone taken from him, or like,
Broken.
yeah. So that was a little cool moment. But other than that, the match went by quick. It was pretty much, it's always been set up for New Day to face the Dudleys um, at Night of Champions, not Hell in a Cell,
Miz.
Miz would say. And I just thought the match was good. New Day wins. So we'll get the Dudleys versus New Day at Night of Champions. Justin, what did you think of the tag match?
Yeah, I mean, it was solid. I thought, I mean, all everybody in the ring are solid workers. I think they, work well together. Especially the New Day. You can tell how much time they spend with each other. Talking about what they're gonna do, talking about the matches. And I mean, Xavier Woods on the outside. He's another, I guess you could say, Bobby Heenan, Jimmy Hart. When they were doing the Pink Panther deal, when Diggy and him were behind Darren Young, that was hilarious. I laughed at that. But yeah, a good solid match. It went, like you said, probably 15 minutes. It did what it needed to do in the feud between them. So now New Day can feud with the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, he's definitely. I love how he does the trombone during the
Yeah,
match and does the music and all that. I think that's hilarious. I think that's a uh, nice little touch he does during matches.
definitely.
Dave?
Yeah, I mean, all guys are really entertaining, but Xavier Woods is like, I don't know, he's just a special talent because he is just so funny and great as a heel. I mean, probably my favorite part was when they did the whole, like, don't touch my trombone with Darren Young on the outside. I mean, it was just, Xavier Woods is always, we haven't really seen this side of him, probably because he's a heel now and being this gimmick. I mean, a lot of people weren't sure about this gimmick at first. I was one of them. I wasn't really feeling it, but even the crowd, they're starting to get their own, let's go New Day sucks chant. So they're getting their own when people are starting to really get behind these guys. And they're just so entertaining. I'm actually surprised it just ended up with like a clean finish, I guess. But it was pretty much clean. And their heels, they got to cheat somewhat.
Right.
I enjoyed the match. I don't know, could have went on later on. I mean, you could promote it a little bit. But being the first match, I know they got Monday Night Football going on, so they were kind of trying to put on some big segments right off the bat because they were probably not going to win the ratings award tonight. So last night.
Right. Yeah. Both. We all agree that it was a solid match, and looking forward to the champions. Of course. Next segment, Justin. Was that
The next match was Paige versus Sasha.
okay? Paige versus Sasha in a rematch from SmackDown and from last week on Raw. Last week on Raw, they had a little controversial ending where Paige thinks that both of their shoulders were down, that Sasha shouldn't have won. And then on SmackDown, it ended up just being a brawl. So they never really technically had a match. I mean, it didn't end. Never had a winner on SmackDown. So we got the rematch on Raw. Match was good. Sasha Banks ends up getting the victory again over over Paige. So she has Paige's number for sure. Again, I can't think of their name. Is it what is it? B and B? Is it
Be a bad.
Team Bad or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, and then PCP for Paige.
They get involved again. Of course, nobody's there to help Paige, so this is kind of like, I guess, a tease to possibly
heel turn.
A heel turn for Paige.
Well, they got on Becky Lynch too, so yeah.
Well, Becky Lynch really didn't do anything either. She just kind of stood on the sideline.
Got her ass thrown out the ring, that's for sure.
Yeah. After the match, after Sasha Banks makes Paige tap, they attack Paige and Becky Lynch. No, Charlotte comes down to the ring, which I thought was kind of setting up to maybe Paige turning on Charlotte tonight or last night, but we didn't see that. But yeah, your thoughts, Dave, on the match?
I mean, when Charlotte first, Paige and first, all of them came up. I think Sasha Banks' first match was against Paige, and she beat her that too. And, I mean, the winner first match, like week 2 or whatever it was. And then, like, it just seems like it's happening a lot. I'm not sick of it because we had a great match last week on Raw. Not last night. Last week on Raw, they had a great match. And, I mean, tonight, SmackDown, the no DQ, like you said, or double DQ, or whatever you want to call it. But, or last night, not tonight, but last night, I mean, their match, I think we were talking about it, and it's like, it seemed like it went by really fast. I think you said it was like a 5-minute match. I was like, man, that's it. And then it's like, I know they had a big night too, but so it was kind of a letdown because we know how good Charlotte is, and she's going to have a huge match coming up. But it's like, it seems like it's more Triple H than anything. They're making Stephanie be kind of the face of it, but it's really Triple H behind everything. With the women. And it almost seems like Triple H's girls, the NXT girls, he's making them like they're so. I mean, they are really good, but he's making it like they're so much better than the current divas on the roster. They're just beating the crap out of the main roster divas who were there before.
Definitely.
I mean, they're not doing nothing. I mean, they're losing every week. And I mean, shockingly enough, the only reason Charlotte didn't lose, so I'm not really into that part yet, but I'm just, it's like, it's really funny how these women, like, say there's politics, and it seems like Triple H's girls aren't losing at all. And even on the next NXT show, which is only a few weeks away, I mean, Bailey and Sasha Banks are going to main event that show. And there was a trend all day yesterday about let the Divas main event Raw with the Divas title match, and that would have been interesting, which we see why now it didn't happen. But I mean, the match was it good? Was it bad? I mean, it wasn't good and bad. I mean, I thought it could have been better or longer, even. But we had a long night, so I mean, it was okay for what it was. I'm sure we'll probably do we get another match with these two on SmackDown now?
Oh, I hope not.
I know it's. I mean, they're both great in the ring, but I mean, it's like I'd like to see someone else. With Becky Lynch in a match. What's the last time she's had a match on Raw?
Right. Yeah, I feel you on that. Justin?
Yeah, I mean, this match definitely could have been longer. I thought it was, all right. Sasha got the win by a bank statement, making Paige tap out. To me, in my opinion, Sasha and Paige are one of the two best wrestlers on the roster. Paige has been doing this for 10 years now. Sasha is damn good. Imagine these two having a match on NXT. How good that would be. Of course they're being held back on the main roster, so they're going to be a little watered down. But if these two would have met on NXT, say about maybe a year ago, which I know they fought on NXT, but the way the girls are wrestling right now, they're giving them free reign to go out there and do what they do. So, if they would have fought on NXT, beginning of this year, middle of this year, would have been a badass match. So, I mean, the match was good. I'm glad Sasha won. And, I mean, that's about it.
I agree with you on that. They are definitely giving the Divas more time, or the women, more time in the ring. I think, especially in NXT, it seems like the women are kind of outdoing the men.
Absolutely.
Especially lately in NXT. So yeah, I think if they were back in NXT and they had this match, it definitely would have went a lot longer. Probably seen a lot better of a match. But like you said, it's kind of watered down on Raw. What's that?
I was going to just imagine if they ever bring her back on TV again. But if Charlotte wins the title Sunday, just imagine the Divas Championship match between Natalia and Charlotte again. I mean, that kind of NXT was unbelievable.
Right.
Oh,
Yep.
and I was gonna say that damn German suplex that Paige did to Sasha Banks. That was crazy.
Oh yeah.
He folded her up. Something fierce.
Yeah, that was something else. Next, Justin.
The Wyatts and Ambrose and Reigns.
Oh yeah, in Miz TV, where Miz pretty much fucked up on the pay-per-view, said it was Hell in a Cell, not Night of the Champions. Kind of played it. I knew he was gonna play it off on Twitter, where he said it was his assistant.
His assistant, yeah, but his face though, he was like, "Oh shit, I just messed up."
Yeah. Kind of. I mean, he could have played it off, saying, I was so nervous or scared around these guys that I just drew a blank. Which I mean, anyways, he said.
It happens. It's live TV. I mean.
Yeah. So, pretty much. I don't even really know what Miz TV was all about, really.
I don't either.
It was mostly Wyatt's kind of threatening Miz because they thought maybe Miz was with Ambrose and Reigns. Ambrose and Reigns end up coming down to the ring and basically saying that they do have a third member for Night of Champions and that they're going to pretty much beat their ass. We'll go with Justin first. What did you think of the segment? And who do you think might be the third member?
The segment itself, I mean, it was all right. It did what it needed to do to progress the storyline. Them just getting in each other's faces. I'm going to kick your ass. No, I'm going to kick your ass. Basically all it was. Now, on the third person, I read rumors. So the rumor I read is it might be Baron Corbin coming up to be the third partner. So, I mean, that could happen. Who knows? I hope to God it's not Eric Rowan, which I read also, which I texted you about last week. I mean, I know it's not going to be Randy Orton. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'll just go with the rumor I saw and be Baron Corbin, I guess.
Okay. Dave?
I mean, the segment, like I told you, it was like, I mean, what else is left for Bray to say? I mean, honestly, we knew they were going to come out and so we got a partner. And there's other rumors going around, too, that what if it's The Rock to come back, but...
I saw that one also.
Yeah, after I said it to you last night, and I was like, I've heard that rumor today about maybe possibly The Rock returning for that, getting a surprise partner, which, like, I think Meltzer said that if it was going to be The Rock, he would want to be promoted on the pay-per-view and promoted, not just show up as a surprise partner. So if they had The Rock, they were going to say The Rock's on this pay-per-view. So it's definitely not going to be The Rock. But I mean, that's a rumor out there. If it is anyone from NXT, it would be cool. I hope it's not Baron Corbin. The best move to bring someone from NXT would be a guy like Samoa Joe, also like pop him as his guest partner, or even Finn Balor. That would be perfect. God, I don't want to see Baron Corbin on Raw for a pay-per-view, but I'm not a big fan of his anyway. But I mean, I guess it would work. I don't know. Baron Corbin, I just don't really working. I think you want to bring in sorry, go ahead.
So I would say, to Corbin's credit, he did do good on the last TakeOver special.
The only thing with him, though, is the long match, though.
Yeah, but I was just saying, if you want to bring someone in, though...
Oh, yeah, I agree.
It to be someone with a big name. Like a Samoa Joe, everyone would know who Samoa Joe is. Everyone would know who Finn Balor is. I'm not sure if Corbin got the same kind of... people might know who he is. He'd probably get booed if anything. Corbin
wouldn't work, I don't think.
I think Joe or Balor for NXT, but the likelihood of it all is probably going to be Eric Rowan, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to probably be Rowan. Second off, yeah, Meltzer's right. I think, Brock would probably want to be promoted. Also, he's starting his training because they're going to be filming Ballers in the next couple of weeks. That's what he said on Instagram. So I don't know if he'd risk himself maybe possibly getting hurt to, delay filming, or I don't know how Ballers has his contract, to where maybe he can't do that kind of stuff for the risk of injury. So that's why I don't think it'd happen, and especially on a Night of Champions pay-per-view. I don't see them wasting him
Yeah, he's too big for that pay-per-view.
on that type of a pay-per-view. Especially when you have Sting on the show, it's gonna kind of overshadow Sting in my opinion.
WWE fan.
Second, if I would have to guess, if anybody, I would most likely the guy I'm leaning towards possibly Rowan, of course. I would say it's most likely going to be him. Maybe Kane. I heard maybe Undertaker because they're going to be in Houston. Which
That would be weird though, Taker and
which I don't really understand why he would, get involved in that.
Maybe that would be an interesting. Well, because Taker really is the last. That's very lost since he lost to Taker. And they did kind of have a little interesting rivalry. It would be kind of cool. That would be interesting, actually. Taker involved with Bray again.
I would go with anybody on NXT. I think Samoa Joe would be the best bet. Anybody else, I can't really see. I mean, Balor would work, but I don't know.
Risk him getting injured though.
Champion show up on there.
Yeah, see, the thing is that NXT is having their show the night before Night of Champions. So
where's that at?
San Antonio, here.
And where's
And Night of Champions is in Houston. So
yeah. So that wouldn't be much of a stretch if something like that did happen.
Right.
6-hour drive or 45-minute flight, I mean.
Right. So, I mean, if they do want to bring up someone from NXT, I mean, there's a good chance it could happen. I mean, so far that I've read, Samoa Joe is going to be here, Baron Corbin's going to be here, Finn Balor's going to be here, and, Bayley and so forth and so on. So, I mean, it could possibly happen. Not saying that it will. But if I was going to guess anybody from NXT, it'd probably be Joe or Corbin. But I guess we're going to have to wait till Sunday to find out and see what goes down there. Next, Justin, after that? That's Cesaro?
No, Cena and Sheamus.
Cena versus Sheamus. Which a match that I was actually not disappointed to hear that they announced because it's been a match we haven't really seen in a while. It's not Randy Orton versus Sheamus, so that's always a breath of fresh air. I thought the match was good. They both are hard-hitting in the ring against each other for sure. And they are teasing the hell out of Sheamus cashing in on Seth Rollins. That's for sure. So, I mean, if there's going to be any time where maybe Triple H turns his back on Seth Rollins, it'd be maybe the Sunday at Night of Champions to maybe...
Well, one has to turn his back on Seth Rollins. I know we're jumping ahead, but to, our predictions, but just hypothetically, say that Sting wins the title, and Triple H's go out there and cash in right now, and he cashes in and beats Sting for the title. That would be an interesting scenario right there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. But we'll go with Dave. I think I went with Dave first. Justin, what did you?
No, you went first.
Oh, Dave. Your thoughts on the Sheamus and John Cena match? Would John Cena win? He did win.
Me or Dave?
Dave.
Oh, Dave? Oh, I thought you said him. It was okay. I wasn't really that into it. I was looking back watching football during this match, and it was okay. I mean, I'm sure it was better, but than I actually gave it credit for. I'm sure it was really good. I can't really see too much of the match because I was more to watching the Eagles and Falcons during this part of the show. But yeah, I mean, it was. I guess it was good. Seeing it, I wasn't surprised there, but I mean, the match seemed pretty good from what I've seen of it. I can't really talk too much of the match, so Justin probably had more to say about it than I did.
Well, I was the same way. I was watching the football game during the match, so.
I know. So everyone flipped over.
Yeah, but I mean, it was good. I mean, the parts I saw, it was very good. Cena ended up winning, I think, with the attitude adjustment. But I mean, yeah, Sheamus is a hard-hitting guy. Cena's a hard-hitting guy. They both actually have good chemistry in the ring, I think. But for me myself, I was watching the football game just like you were, so I can't really.
Fair enough. I guess I was the only one watching that match. But yeah, fair enough. I don't blame you guys. Next segment after that, Justin?
Charlotte and Nikki.
Okay. Here's where the bitching and the moaning and the pissed off fans came to play on Twitter last night. where I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't blame you guys, but some of it was just like out of control. Where I just was like,
Yeah, I wasn't that. I was pissed off, but I
I
wasn't that bad.
so whoever they were, Memphis, at least they weren't just chanting like stupid nonsense. They were actually watching the match,
right,
enjoying it.
okay. So Charlotte and Nikki Bella have their Nikki Bella have their match, which was not a bad match. It was a pretty good match, what I saw. And then we had the trickery happen, or the bullshit, if you want to say, where the ref gets distracted. Brie Bella comes into the ring, tries to, I don't know what the hell she was trying to do. I guess pin Charlotte. Charlotte sees her. Uh, it's like a reverse, and then does a roll up. Ends up pinning Brie for the title. Kind of the same scenario we saw a couple of months ago with Paige.
Oh, Naomi, that's right.
Paige, I mean, I'm sorry, Charlotte thinks she wins the title. Fans are going crazy. She starts crying. And
Nature Boy comes down.
Nature Boy comes down, celebrates with Charlotte. Eventually, Stephanie McMahon comes down and says, as much as I hate to do this, Charlotte is the winner, but she wins by, I guess, disqualification.
Yeah.
So the winner and still champion is Nikki Bella. So also she had a stipulation to where if Nikki Bella does this on Sunday, any kind of distraction, disqualification, or anything, she will lose the title. The fans are kind of in an uproar of this, and I understand. They promoted this match, they made the match early, and wanted to see a for sure winner. But my thing is, yes, they recycled the finish. Yes, I understand that. Be upset about that. I totally agree with you on that. Second off, you kind of had to have known. I mean, I thought Charlotte was going to win, but looking back at it, you kind of had to know that they're going to have another match on Sunday.
Yeah.
Nikki wins by some kind of shenanigans on Monday, causes more heat on Nikki Bella. As much as you want to deny it or say, yeah, I don't, people are pissed that this happened. So that's why I think it kind of worked. And then 3, it's going to make, even if people say that it won't, I think her winning it on Sunday is going to make it that much more special for her. And the crowd's still going to go crazy when she wins. And in all honesty, Nikki Bella deserves her title reign. I read online that she's like defended the title. She defended the title more times than AJ Lee.
Absolutely.
She performed more on house shows than AJ Lee. She, I think the longest break she had from defending the title was like 48 days. And I think AJ Lee was like 2 times that.
Yeah, I was like 80 or 90.
Yeah, and I'm an AJ Lee fan, and and I think Nikki Bella, yes, she's dating John Cena, so you can hold that against her if you'd like.
That's bullshit, though. I don't agree with that at all.
No, I actually think she deserved the title. I think since she's won the title, I mean the record. I'm sorry. Since she's won the title, she has progressively gotten better in the ring. She's gotten better on the mic. In my opinion, I mean, people don't have to agree with me. I just think that she deserved the title reign, the title record, and I think she's gonna eventually lose it Sunday at Night of Champions. Justin?
Well, here's my thing. Like you said, she definitely deserved this record. Absolutely. Over the past couple months, I mean, she's really grown on me. I was actually, getting into arguments on Twitter with people last night because people were saying, she's one of the crappiest wrestlers there. She don't know what the hell she's doing, and which is totally false. I mean, she has improved. I wouldn't say 100%. She still does need some work, but she has improved a hell of a lot over these past couple of years that she's been there. She absolutely deserves this title reign. I mean, she's good. She's great. The match was good. And, I agree with the finish. It had to end in a heel finish, absolutely, to progress the storyline. And, this storyline has gotten so much attention. Over these past couple of weeks, it's gotten so much TV time, so much airtime. I mean, they talk about it constantly. I was upset with the finish. They recycled it from Paige. I wish they would have done some other kind of heel tactic to beat her. But, I mean, it is what it is. It got super heat on Nikki Bella and the Bella Twins. So it worked. You know, it did its job, of course, for this Sunday. You know, this Sunday, uh, I'm thinking Paige is going to do a heel turn and cost Charlotte the title. So
Okay.
I think Nikki Bella is going to retain. And I would like to see them personally. I mean, she's had it for 300 days. Why not go the full year? I mean, I know that's for 3 more months of it, but put her in a feud with Natalia, have her come back on TV. She can feud a little bit with Emma. I mean, hell, have her feud with even Sasha for the title for a month or two. I mean, they could do so much with her. Why not give it to her for the full year? I mean, something different.
Okay. Dave?
Yeah, I mean, the match is really good. I mean, the match is great, but the build-up was perfect to this match. You're like, man, that video package was like a pay-per-view they put together. I was like, wow.
It really was. I mean, definitely.
I mean, it was good. I mean, the whole pay-per-view feel, and then they swerved everybody, like people like to say, like they are like to say, they swerved them. Because they make you think, like, oh, wow, Charlotte's actually going to win. Finally, Nikki Bella's ready to over. No, and Nikki Bella has been great. I mean, it's really no coincidence. John Cena has been great in the ring this year. Nikki Bella has been great in the ring this year. Some of them are great. But, I mean, still, Nikki Bella has improved. This all started back at SummerSlam last year, I believe, when it was Brie.
She turned on Brie, yeah.
And it all started with that. And ever since then, she won the title, and then I think she's done great. I mean, there's other people she can face, and does she deserve it over EJ? Yeah, I mean, it seems like she has more passion on playing.
She's very dedicated.
She did. She wrestled for like 4 years, maybe 5. I mean, they've been here, the Bella Twins have been in the WWE almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a few years they said. But I mean, they've been there. And Nikki has been there. I believe wrestled on every pay-per-view since she won the title.
Yeah.
And I mean, why wouldn't she? I mean, who else should be champ before throughout this past years when she won it? I mean, who else used to give it to Paige, give it to Nikki, give it to Brie? I mean, what are you going to do with something like that? I mean, it would make no sense, really.
Right.
I mean, it makes perfect sense to have her get the title, and she, if anybody else, I mean, everyone's just jumping like, oh, we hate the Bella Twins. We hate the Bella Twins.
Yep.
No. I mean, because the Bella Twins are just, I mean, kind of annoyed with the same people facing each other, but other than that, I think it's been good. And for, like, I think Charlotte wins the title at the pay-per-view because after last night, that was the big controversy. And I think the big payoff will be at the pay-per-view. And if Paige is going to turn, it'll either probably be after the match, after she wins it, or it'll be on Raw, kind of like a shield turn. You know, kind of something like that.
Okay.
Or maybe you'll see like Team Bad turn on Sasha. I hope.
Yeah, because I was reading somewhere that they want to team up Sasha with PCB, or the remaining.
Okay. Well, let's hope that happens. Next segment, was that Cesaro? Or was that Ryback and Kevin Owens?
Yeah, I did not write that down. Yeah, it was Ryback and Kevin Owens.
Okay. Ryback. The Ryback singing was ridiculous, but the promo that he had afterward wasn't bad. I actually thought it was good. Kevin Owens. I was kind of tuning him out. Kevin Owens came down. I'm not really sure exactly what they said to each other, so I'm not going to go all into that. But basically, this Sunday night, they're going to be facing each other at Night of Champions. Finally, we're going to get to see the match. I'm actually really looking forward to this match because it's two big guys going at it. One who can basically do whatever he wants in the ring against a guy that's kind of limited. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to see, I don't want to say it like it's a bad thing, but Kevin Owens kind of carry the match. But yeah, quick thoughts. We'll just do real quick thoughts on the segment. Dave?
Finally, this match. I was talking about this for a while now. I've been wanting to see Kevin Owens win the IC title, and it's looking like it's finally going to happen. Ryback is kind of cut him, kind of dealt a bad deck of cards, I guess you can say in a way, because he got injured. His first match, title defense was crappy because it was a triple threat and ended up beating you. Then he got hurt, and now he won the Triple Threat Slam, and now it's like kind of downhill a little bit. They kind of want to go a different direction with Owens. They need to do something with him because he's been so great the last couple months. So yeah, I mean, it should be interesting. It should be really good. Hopefully Owens wins the title and give that title some recognition that it deserves, that Ryback just doesn't have the star power. Sorry, he doesn't.
Justin?
Next.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for the match on Sunday myself either. It's going to be very good. I do think Kevin Owens might probably carry it, but, Ryback will hold his own in the match. It's a good change. Ryback, he did okay with the title. He had some good matches while holding it. But I'm hoping Kevin Owens wins at, I almost said Hell in a Cell myself. Not a chance.
All right, next, I had to have been the Cesaro match, correct?
Yes.
There we have Cesaro versus Rusev. We'll just run through this one real quick so we can get to the main event of Raw, which I think was after this match. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay. Basically, Cesaro versus Rusev. Dolph Ziggler comes down to the ring, gives Summer Rae like a little ring box, kind of distracts Rusev. Cesaro gets the win on Rusev. After the match, Ziggler comes in there, super kicks Rusev. Pretty much is giving, I guess Rusev a little taste of his own medicine for making fun of Lana during her wrist injury.
That was pretty funny, though. That was pretty good.
Quick thoughts. We'll just run through it real quick. Justin, you're first.
Yeah, I mean, this match basically was just to progress the storyline of Dolph Ziggler and Rusev. Basically all it was. I think it did its job. I mean, that's basically all this match was, to progress that storyline.
Okay. Dave?
I don't really care how they do it like that, but it's been done like that so many times where someone comes down, distracts him, like he's talking to his girlfriend, and then cost him the match. The roll-up Cesaro did was freaking awesome, though. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens on Sunday. Now, they are facing each other at Night of Champions as well, we found out. So that'll be a rematch of those two. So hopefully this will be a payoff with those two as well.
Right. So, yeah, wait till Night of Champions for Ziggler and Rusev. Okay, main event time. Sting versus Big Show, where before the match, Triple H and Stephanie told Rollins that they will be down there at ringside with Big Show. Big Show and Sting go at it. Eventually, Rollins comes down to the ring and attacks Sting, which leads to Cena coming out. And I knew they were going to make it a tag match.
Yeah.
I said it last week on the video that if they want to get ratings, put Sting in a tag match on Raw. So, yeah, they put him in a tag. They eventually make it a tag match with Cena and Sting versus Rollins and the Big Show. Sting ends up getting the win over Rollins with the Scorpion Deathlock. My only word is that I know Sting is getting a little bit up there in age, and I'm just wondering if he's going to be able to last as long as they probably want him to against Rollins. That's in fatigue. Now that he beat Rollins on Raw, does that mean he's going to beat him on Night of Champions? I don't know. But we'll go with Dave first. What did you think of the match, the tag match, and what did you think of the main event of Raw, and what did you think of Raw? Period.
The main event of Raw, I mean, probably one of the biggest stars that we ever seen on the main event of Raw. I mean, Sting in the main event of Raw, that would be crazy. I mean, it would be like something. It would be like almost thing like with like The Rock main event in a Raw again. You know, that's what it's kind of like. Wow, Sting's on Raw in general. Like, wow, it was kind of cool. And yeah, everyone was really down on this on Twitter. I know. Oh, yay, Big Show versus Sting. They hated it. Everyone hated it. But then it turned into a tag match, which I didn't mind it. I was already marked out just because Sting was going to wrestle on Raw alone, so I didn't care if he wrestled Hornswoggle. So, I mean, it was really... But, I mean, the match was pretty good. I was actually into the match. I enjoyed it. I mean, Sting got the hot tag with Cena. And so I think Sting can go still, even 15 or 20 minutes. I think he can still... I mean, he'll probably be getting beat up most of the match by Rollins. I would assume that's usually how heel face works. I mean, one problem, I'm a big Sting fan, his Scorpion Deathlock, he needs to stop doing it because it just looks so terrible when he does it.
Mm-hmm.
That's one big problem with it. It just looks terrible. But, I mean, I think you should stick with what you're doing in WCW when he was hosting and just do the death drop and that's it. I mean, other than that, that's the only problem with it. And Raw was okay. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was some okay matches. I mean, I thought that was probably one of the better matches of the night. But, I mean, the Charlotte Page match was really good.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think Sting probably, as of right now, he's considered active wrestler as of right now. He probably has the coolest entrance right now. The New Day have a cool one too, but I just love Sting's entrance on Raw. It's so reminiscent of WCW. It's just so cool.
Justin?
You have probably one of the most recognizable names in the industry making his debut on Raw. And I was like, oh crap, he's fighting the Big Show. So I was like, but when they started fighting, they were doing pretty good. And then Rollins comes down, and like you said, you knew it was gonna be a tag match. I mean, they could have just made it a tag match to begin with to avoid all that, because you knew Rollins was gonna come down there during it. So
yeah, I was worried about that because I was like, oh crap, this is gonna be like a 15-minute beatdown, and then goes your match at the same time. Raw. That's probably what I initially thought at first. I'm like, oh crap.
Yep.
Exactly. Well, it turned into a tag match.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, yeah, it helped them out. It helped out the match tremendously. I thought, Cena was in there, and then, like I said, Sting got the hot tag and took care of business. So, I mean, it was all right. It was
good. And Raw in general?
Oh, for being their season premiere, going up Monday Night Football, going up against Monday Night Football, I think it could have been a little bit better. They could have had maybe The Rock come back, did a segment maybe about ballers, something like that, to gain more viewers. But I would give it, I guess, a 7 out of 10.
Okay. To wrap it up, I thought Raw did not live up to the hype that they were trying to.
Yeah, exactly.
And you notice that Rollins didn't have a long 20-minute promo either tonight, so that was kind of interesting. He didn't really get much TV time to that at all.
Right. I agree. So I think we all agree that Raw was so-so. It could have been a lot better, especially with the hype that they were putting behind it. But it is what it is. We'll find out what happens this Sunday night at Night of Champions. So we'll probably be doing a Night of Champions review either Friday or Saturday. So, just keep in touch. Did I say review? Predictions. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Prediction.
Friday or Saturday. So just tune into YouTube or check out the video later on whenever you can. We appreciate all the views we got last week. We really do. And if you have any thoughts or comments, just leave them right down below. We're going to end the video now. If you're interested in hearing our NFL picks, just stay on the Google Hangout. You'll see us pop up probably in less than 5 minutes. So for Justin and Dave, we appreciate you watching, and we'll be back Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday, of course, with the Night of Champions review. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you then.